Hello and welcome to another edition of Africa Alive. On today's show, I have a wonderful guest. She is the veteran Nollywood actor, Adaora Ukoh. Adaora.
Thank you.
Did you hear that little giggle? Some of you might recognize that giggle. Adaora, lovely to meet you today.
Same here. So you mean I have this giggle? Like, I think I do though.
Exactly. There it goes again. There it goes again.
Oh,
Adaora, it is so lovely having you in the studio with me today. How are you today?
I'm good.
And I must say, welcome to the UK.
Yeah, thank you.
Adora's here with her lovely son, who we've kept behind the scenes, but he is so lovely.
Thank you.
Congrats. So, Adaora, as I was saying, welcome to the UK. You came to London to do something, and I think, you're a Nollywood actress. You need to share it with the public.
Okay.
So tell us, why this trip this time?
Okay. Basically, this trip is supposed to be a working holiday.
Yeah.
It's a holiday. It's time to holiday. And then my husband thinks it's good for you to come to the UK since you've not been here for over 2 years.
What? Yeah, that's really long,
That's very really long, right?
Very long.
Okay, so I'm here on a holiday and at the same time, catching on the work and like what I'm doing here as well.
Yeah.
So that's part of it.
Well, the world is a much smaller place. You can do anything from anywhere nowadays. So that's the world we live in. But I'm sure a lot of people would recognize you from Nikki Wives.
Yeah, that's true. Miranda.
Right, Miranda. I do recognize you from it.
Yeah.
What I'm going to ask you to actually talk about is, how did you get into acting in the first place?
I think I just dabbled into acting because growing up, I'd always wanted to be probably a banker. That's because I had this auntie of mine that comes to the house, chauffeur driven, and for the fact she works in the bank, that feeling just comes to my head like, okay, she will have all the money. And so I wanted to be, go to school, study banking and finance. But right in the area, there's this lady, her name is Jennifer. Yeah, she did this movie, Mecca the Pretty Serpent. So she was she was everything in the area. She was already on TV, and each time she's just passing by, people come out. We all come out to peep through, through the blinds, like, who is she? So one day, I summoned up courage. And I went up to her. I said, Auntie, I want to be like you. I always want to be like someone.
Do you know what? Can I interrupt you there? The reason why I want to interrupt you, I'd love you to tell everyone how old you were that day.
Okay. I was 16.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's when I started acting. So she took me to my first audition. And I was bold enough. And then, at 16, I'd always look like I was 20. Because of my size right from time, this plus size thing. Yeah. So I just started getting roles. I go to every audition and I never did waka pass. That's the thing. Maybe I'm telling you, a lot of people when they start acting, you hear I started with waka pass and all that. But
hold on. Which one is waka pass?
Okay, that's the crowd that fills up this film.
Okay.
It's a non-speaking role.
The extras. Okay, we call them extras.
Yeah, the
waka
extras.
Pass. I like that.
Yeah, that's what we call them, waka pass. Like you waka pass the camera and stuff. So I got roles. My first role was secretary in a movie called Evil Genius with Peter Duce, Zach Oji, and Regina Scare.
Wow, you had
even Shegun Arize was in the film.
Oh, Shegun, my friend.
Yeah.
Oh, bless him.
So afterwards, I just knew, okay, guess I'm born to do this. And so that's how the passion started. And I started, But along the line, somewhere along the line, because my dad had always wanted me to finish school, make sure I get into university. So school was everything for him, and he wanted me to read law, so even though if I fill my jam form I could TPEX it, he feels law because I don't want to do law, I'll TPEX it and then put banking and finance or theatre arts. He typically it again before he submits it and put law. So, well, finally I got admission to do law.
Yeah.
And I thought I could juggle. I thought I could juggle law and acting. But I missed out on one core paper. In fact, that paper kept me in school. I had to do extra year. I was going to skip acting and go to school. So I left for 6 years.
Wow.
And came back 2008 with the movie Black Bra.
So, Adaora, Black Bra was your first movie when you came out of uni and came back to the Nollywood scene.
Yeah.
How was that?
Yeah, it was nice because the role was very challenging, I must say. In fact, outside Nikki Wives, Black Bra is still one of the most challenging films I've done. And the producer actually believed in me because he said he knew I was going to pull off that character. She's the female cult leader. And then, so afterwards, the amount of accolades I got and things that happened afterwards, I just knew, okay, I guess I really delivered that role. So it's still a bomb to me, seriously, for every other time. I look at stuffs about me online and all that. I appreciate the fact that people can always connect me to Black Bra.
That is brilliant. And tell us, how did you get into Nikki Wives? Because you might not know it, but over here in UK, people did go crazy for Nikki Wives because that was kind of our connection to Nigeria.
I'm telling you.
Do you know, how did you get into it?
Yeah, the producer, her name is Blessing Effiong Ebi. She's been a filmmaker. Even as at the time I got into the industry, I knew her then. So she's been there, and she's a very seasoned producer, a director. She writes, she does everything. So one day, I think I was online when I got a message from her, saying to me that, babe, I want to do something with you. And I didn't even need to ask because seriously, if the Blessing calls you for a job, you should go because I tell you, it will add up. I didn't need to see the script. So she sent me, because if you watch Nikki Wives, there's this part where we call it the solos, where we talk about the stuff. We shot it like a reality TV
where
show.
You're thinking back. Yes.
So you say what is in your mind. The solos. So she sent me, the first draft of the solos, just the solos, and said I should go through it and think about a character I feel could fit me. So I looked at everything and I looked at two, which was both Miranda and then I think Lovett or so. So she laughed and said, no, Lovett is a much younger girl. And all that. That is Miranda, she was thinking of me. And I tell you, I think I did good justice. I did justice with the character Miranda, so that's it. That's how I got into Nikki Wives. And the script was amazing. In fact, when I read the script, I was literally laughing. I laughed the whole through. So I just knew how I felt reading the script. And then if, we can interpret it that much and going by the director and the producer who knows our onions in creativity, I just know we're going to have, a good time.
And you guys did?
Yeah, we did.
I'm sure you guys had fun.
It was a fun set. In fact, I just wish we can just, we're planning something called, Nikki Wives Reunion. Because I can still say that Nikki Wives is still one of the most successful series that came out of the Nigerian scene. That's the truth, yes. It took over from Tinsel. In fact, Nikki Wives did good. Even though for some time now and I've been out of the scene just a little, but people still hold on to my character in Nikki Wives.
That's why I said to you, at the end of the day, it made an impact even here in the UK.
Because we came.
My friends used to go, it's on.
Okay,
I used to on a Sunday, and my friends would call me, it's on, and we'll be rushing we're going to start laughing.
That's the thing. If you watch Nikki Wives, you just you get stuck watching it because of the drama. Yeah, that is it. That is it.
No, you guys did really well, and it's going to be great to see a reunion.
Yeah.
Now, because this affects me, I need to talk to you about this.
Okay.
Plus size clothing. That's what I wear.
Yeah.
So please, how did you get into plus size clothing, having your own
clothing
label?
You know, from school, I found out gradually while in school that I had a thing for how I look.
Yeah.
Yes. And then, you know, the size too. Because I can remember how many, some auditions and they will say to you, oh, I would have loved you to play this, but you're too big for
Yes.
it. You know, I just get all that all the time. Oh, you're good enough, but your face is this, that, but you're too big for this. So and then I still get this, you know, remarks about, I love what you're wearing. Where did you get your clothes from? You know, when people keep asking you that, it actually starts putting in a little bit of business.
Yeah. Well, you know, you guys in Nigeria, anything can lead to
business. And so that was how I started thinking of doing plus size, you know. And then I had, you know, very good designers I work with and all that. So I started creating a lot. I created a lot of designs, and I try to bring it out. I actually did. I launched it.
Yeah.
With we did photography sessions. We did runway and all that. It was a proper event actually.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I launched a site for it because it was supposed to go for online. You know, then people never really do believe in this online, you know, but you know, the manager I was working with actually made me understand that, you know, the future is online, you know, and all that. So, yeah, well, that's how I put it together.
So, how's it going now?
Not exactly totally functional, you know, but that's because you need, you know, sometimes the work gets overwhelming, especially when you don't have the right people around you.
Yeah.
You know, you sit down, you have school to finish, you have roles to catch up on, and then this clothing line, you know, the workload was actually too much, you know, so I just, you know, just gradually allowed it to go with the flow. So I kind of just make clothes for red carpets, clothes that I know that when you go, you know, it will speak, not the regular, the wow factor. So that it just comes once like that. That's what I do now. Initially I wanted it to be like, you know, you can get it off the shops, you know, and all that, but I had to really put my mind to it, face it. And you know, now in Nigeria, fashion designing has gone very vast, you know, everybody is in it, that's the truth. So,
but then don't you think that in Nigeria we have a large amount of large ladies?
Yes, we do.
And so there is a market, so it could be something that you come back to.
Yeah, so I'm actually talking to someone who is, you know, a big fashion designer, and she's into plus size. She lives in America. So, well, since she can make off, you know, clothes you can get off the shops and all that. So with that, we can work with the name, and then it just takes the work of me, you know, and I intend to use the proceeds, you know, to push into foundations.
Wow, because you have a foundation, right?
Yeah, I actually just started it.
And what type of clientele group does it cater for?
It's basically for women, females, breast cancer. It's actually cancer foundation, and it's basically for helping women, you know, discover in time, you know, early detection about cancer. And that's because I somehow got, you know, I somehow got affected by it, not personally, but someone I know, you know, someone who worked for me, who took care of my mother. I never knew she had cancer while doing that, you know. And then she had a little boy. And so when I found out, you know, it got me really deep. And then we raised money for her and tried everything we could. She's young, she's 26. And I'm wondering, by the time we knew it, she was third. You know, she was taught stage 3, and then, you know, stage 3, I heard stage 3, as a young age, it spreads faster, it goes into stage 4 very fast, as long as you're below 30.
How is she now?
Yeah, she's gone, she's late, we lost her, so that made me know that, okay, there's a need for early detection, you know, and so I started that, the Adaora Ukoh Foundation. And every year, October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we try to bring in doctors, you know, and help. I just started first with my community, people directly around me, you know, and then try to help everyone. And then when we get sponsorship, we help at least 2 people
Yeah.
go through the surgery. That is to get it out early, because
Yes.
early detection is key.
It's very important.
So that's what the foundation is doing. So whatever comes from the clothing line,
Yeah.
I use it to fund the foundation.
Wow, Dora, I think that is absolutely wonderful, honestly. No, because, we need more people out there who are going to be willing to help less fortunate people.
And then there's a lot in Nigeria.
There's so many,
A lot
yes,
here.
there are.
People that
Yeah.
go through a lot.
I agree with you. But you know what? On a little bit of a brighter note, one of the things you seem to have done is you seem to have gone into producing.
Yeah.
So, one of the things I'm going to ask you, does that mean you're going to be acting less, or are you doing both side by side?
Yes, I'm going to be doing both side by side.
Good.
And that's because, when you leave the scene a little, somehow, even in Nigeria, it's tough. The industry is tough, everybody's clamoring, everybody's getting in at the same time.
Yeah.
So the truth is, even if you just take that one step, you just know you have to probably run twice the step to catch up again. So after the little break I had, I noticed that, producers weren't just coming.
Yeah.
And then I didn't need to really wait on them, because why would I want to do that when I can actually start my own, which is what I had always wanted to do. So I've had a registered production company, even though I hadn't shot my first movie then. So I just knew, okay, this was the right time to start. So I gave it a shot. Okay, before I actually gave birth, before marriage and all that, I tried producing with people.
Yeah.
Because the truth is, I don't even see filmmaking as one-man business, just like the way we do it in Nigeria. Because when you look at Hollywood and the lineup of movie makers, 10 companies, 10 individuals can come together to make a movie. But I tried it. I tell my sister, it wasn't a good experience.
It didn't work. Everybody wants to be in charge.
At the end of the day, I had to fight for my money, a lot of things and all that. So I said, okay, well, if you can't beat them, you join them. That's the way industry is. Sometimes you want to think outside the box, they get a box you right back in. So.
Anyway, when you're doing your next movie, if you're looking for an older woman, I'm here.
Okay, dear. So,
I got a British accent. I get my Nigerian accent.
Exactly.
Anyone you want.
Yeah. So.
Oh, darling, do you know what? It has been lovely speaking to you. I hope you are enjoying your time in England.
Yeah.
In London. It's not too cold at the moment. So
you've come at the right time.
Yeah. How much longer are you here for?
For 1 week. Yeah, 1 week.
You guys.
And I also intend to, the new movie I just shot.
Okay,
is called
yes.
3 Sides. Yeah.
3 Sides. When is that out?
Yeah, it's a movie. I'm working on premiering both London. You have to do, if you're going to the cinema with it,
yes,
you do the premiering and the private viewing, whatever I can do with it before it goes into the market.
Okay. Yes. How far has it gone so far?
We're just at the planning stage of premiering.
Yeah.
The movie is called 3 Sides.
3 Sides.
It's there, Shegwarize. That's my husband.
Do you know what? Who's your husband?
Shegwarize.
In the movie?
In the movie.
Oh my God, I thought you meant in real life.
No, that's my husband in the movie.
Oh.
Bimbo Ademoye, Ayo Desonyer, and a few new talents,
Wow.
So basically, it's a movie I'm using to project this thing about rape, child molestation, which is also a big factor in Nigeria now. So.
And you know what? I must say to you, I want to see more movies coming out of Nigeria around such issues because they're so prominent in society.
But you know what? Let me shock you.
Yeah.
You see movies that are advocacy movies. In our Nigerian scene, it doesn't sell. Because, I don't know, they have this belief that we have a lot of problems in Nigeria, so everybody wants to laugh. So I tell you make a comedy movie, every platform wants it, but do something advocacy or that you just notice that this. I think Nigerians don't want to be remembered. Don't want to remember.
Do you know what? I think I don't think it's that they don't want to be reminded. I think it's that they don't want to face reality a lot.
Exactly.
You understand? But, and that is really, really sad because there are so many victims out there. And if people like you are ready to and learn from Adora, I've had a lovely time with you on the sofa. Thank you for joining
same
me.
here.
And I'm wishing you all the best.
Yeah, thank you.
You can just shout out your Instagram handles before we go, so people can know how to follow you and where to follow you.
Okay, hello people. This is your girl Adaora Ukoh. Yeah, popularly known as Nollywood's Big, Bold and Beautiful. Yeah, the press, everybody give me that name. Yeah, so that's what it is. Adaora Ukoh with Adaora Ukoh. On Twitter, social media, Facebook, Instagram is all at Dora Ukoh. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, and I'm wishing you the best of luck.
Thank you.
And I know you're going to do well.
Yeah.
Thank you, Adora.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you for joining us, and there you are, the big, bold,
and beautiful
lady Adora has entertained us. Thank you so much, Adora, and thank you.
Thank you.